Welcome to BOJTV's trending news for top stories in local, regional and international news, along with sports and a local weather forecast. I'm Carla. Coming up in your local trending news, Jamaica elected to serve on the UN Commission on Narcotics Drugs. Prime Minister urges parents and students to embrace PEP. House passes landmark legislation for tourism. 44 youth living with disabilities graduate from the Abilities Foundation Vocational Training Program, and St. James taxi operator charged for defrauding Hanover shopkeeper of over $1 million, granted $800 bail. Now the details. Jamaica was elected in May to the United Nations, the UN Commission on Narcotics Drugs, CND, to serve for a 4-year term until 2023. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, made the disclosure on Tuesday during a press conference at her New Kingston office. She said the minister continues to promote and lobby for Jamaica's representation on various UN bodies. Established by the UN's Economic and Social Council in 1946, the Commission is a policy-making body that guides international action against drugs. The CND is mandated to monitor the world drug situation, develop strategies on international drug control, and recommend measures to address the world drug problem. Johnson-Smith noted that Jamaica continues to be represented at high levels on important international committees and bodies with the support and guidance of the Foreign Affairs Ministry. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has encouraged parents and students to embrace the new primary student assessment, the Primary Exit Profile PEP. The results of the first cohort of students who sat the PEP exam were released earlier this month. Speaking at the annual Medal of Appreciation for Service to Education ceremony held at the North Lawn of Jamaica House last night, Prime Minister Holness said PEP provides students with a platform for innovation and out-of-the-box thinking required to re-engineer the education system and create a new Jamaica. According to the Prime Minister, education has been and continues to be the greatest force for positive. At this year's staging of the Medal of Appreciation Awards, 40 educators from across the island were honoured for more than over 15 years of service to education from the early childhood to the post-secondary level. The Tourism Workers' Pension Bill is closer to becoming a reality following the passage of the bill by the House of Representatives on Tuesday, June 25. Speaking at the close of the debate for the bill in Parliament, Minister of Tourism, the Honourable Edmund Bartlett, said the move represents a landmark legislation, and the passage of this bill will make Jamaica the world leader in providing tourism workers with social security. It represents a commitment by the government to the social market arrangement, which is to ensure that the appropriate legislation and regulations are developed to protect the most vulnerable. The bill, which was tabled in Parliament on April 30 by Minister Bartlett, will now be put to the Senate to be passed. It will establish a defined pension scheme for tourism workers and self-employed tourism workers to be known as the Tourism Workers Pension Scheme, from which retirement benefits will be paid in respect of each member and ancillary benefits for beneficiaries. The new pension bill will start with an endowment of $1 billion from the Ministry of Tourism, which will be paid in installments and will ensure that immediate benefits occur to qualified pensioners who have met the vested period of 5 years. St. James taxi operator who was accused of defrauding an elderly shopkeeper of over $1 million was granted bail in the sum of $800,000 when he appeared in the Hanover Parish Court yesterday. The accused, 42-year-old Garth Brown, taxi operator of Sugar Mill Road in Ironshore, was ordered to surrender his travelling documents and to report to the Coral Gardens police station daily by senior parish court judge Sharon Barnes, who handed down the sentence. Brown, who is facing 2 counts of fraudulent conversion, was ordered to return to court in September. Reports are that the complainant gave Brown $1 million towards purchasing a bus, but when he saw that the vehicle was not forthcoming, he made a report to the police. Following an investigation, Brown was taken into custody and then charged. 44 youth living with disabilities, PWDs, have signalled their ability to make their contribution towards a more productive Jamaica. On June 20, celebrated as World Productivity Day, the students graduated from the Abilities Foundation Vocational Training Program with certification in housekeeping, data operations, furniture making, beauty services, and design and decor. According to Managing Director of the Abilities Foundation, an agency of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, Ms. Suzanne Hamilton, though the students have intellectual disabilities, autism, deafness, and physical impairments, the graduates are ready to enter and adapt to the labour force. The students are also encouraged to utilize the Ministry's recently launched employment portal, the Labour Market Information System LMIS mobile app, which will help them to find jobs. Those were your top stories making local trending news. Now join us for news from across the region, as well as our international story, sports, and local weather forecast. In news from across the region, Venezuelan officials said they have foiled a plot to overthrow the government that included assassinating President Nicolas Maduro and his closest political allies. Maduro spokesman Jorge Rodriguez said on state television that a network of mostly retired police officers and soldiers planned to bomb a key government building, seize a Caracas airbase, and loot Venezuela's central bank. He also said the plotters wanted to edge opposition leader Juan Guaido from Venezuela's political landscape. Guaido, leader of the opposition-dominated National Assembly, is seeking to oust Maduro from power with backing from more than 50 nations. Rodriguez said the purported network wanted to steal a helicopter to liberate Raul Badual, a former defense minister now in jail, and install him as president. The government has claimed various plots over the years, generally offering little or no evidence to back its charges. The opposition contends Maduro uses such claims to justify his crackdown on dissent. In international news, baby Archie will make his first overseas appearance this fall when parents Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, take him on his official visit to South Africa. The couple's Instagram account said this will be their first official tour as a family. Archie is expected to make the trip when he's about 5 months old. Buckingham Palace said today Prince Harry and Meghan will make an official visit to South Africa in the fall, and that Harry will continue on to Angola, Malawi, and Botswana. Harry and Meghan's official Instagram account said they are really looking forward to meeting so many of you on the ground and continuing to raise awareness of the high-impact work local communities are doing across the Commonwealth and beyond. The date of the trip hasn't yet been announced. Over in our sporting report, the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, the JAAs, has met and ruled that former national champion Daniel Williams will not be allowed to represent the country at this year's IAAF World Athletics Championship in Qatar. At the country's national trials on Saturday, Williams, 2015 world champion, was ruled to have false started and was ordered ejected from the women's 100-meter hurdles event. Williams mounted an immediate protest, delaying the running of the event. When the event was eventually run, Janique Brown, the fastest woman in the country over the distance this year, was the only athlete to complete the race. There was allegedly a faulty start on the second occasion, but the women were not to run again, with the understanding that a decision on how the team for the event would be selected happen at a later date. Initially, it had been rumored that the race would have been rerun this week, but a release from the JAAs says that would not have been feasible. Furthermore, the release read that since the IAAF Certified Start Information System (SIS) was in working order at the event, the starter who insisted that Williams be ejected had acted appropriately. That finding means that Williams will remain ineligible in keeping with the decision of the starter on the night. Williams will not be considered when the JAAs takes a look at the IAAF ranking of the athletes who had intended to compete in the trial event. As of August 16, 2019, those rankings will be what the JAAs uses to decide which 3 athletes will make the trip to Doha. On our local weather forecast, a significant feature, a weak trough across Jamaica, a tropical wave over the western Caribbean. The trough is expected to drift west tomorrow by tomorrow afternoon. A high-pressure ridge and a low-level jet stream will become the dominant features, influencing the weather across the island for the next few days. The forecast for tonight will see fair skies. Tomorrow morning, partly cloudy across sections of eastern parishes, mainly sunny elsewhere. During tomorrow afternoon, windy along the south coast with isolated showers and thunderstorms across western parishes. Minimum temperature expected for Kingston as well as Montego Bay tonight is 26 degrees Celsius. That was BOJTV's trending news, your top local, regional and international stories, as well as a sports report and weather forecast. Until next time, I'm Carla. Thanks for watching.